sense of it. Oh, okay. So, Josh, you're feeling like you did it and turned it into me? I don't remember collecting that particular one, though. That was the other one. Because I only collected one assignment. I didn't collect everything. So let me know. I mean, you might just have maybe misplaced it, but I'll check. In the meantime, the rest of us should all have this one out. Good. I see that out. You guys bring out this one right here.
If they don't have it, you might have collected it.
You may have collected it?
You might have. It might be out there.
No, I know my folders in my folders in my backpack. Okay. All right. So I think most of us turned it in. I guess.
I think so.
All right. Then that's fine. Then I'll just collect everybody else's. So, you need one, okay? Because you weren't here.
What? You talking about that thing over there?
Mm-hmm.
I did that.
Did that? Turn it in to me all before break? I think we just started on break. We didn't really do much with it.
Yeah, because we reviewed 1 and 2, I think. We didn't review all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take these.
Man, was that same issue?
No, sorry. I will take. Yeah. You keep this.
So you guys don't have that sheet that he's talking about?
Finish up with that.
Yeah. You don't have it, you didn't have it in your box folders? Okay, so you guys are never trying
You have it?
to answer it? Yeah. Okay, cool, thanks guys.
All right, I'll check my folder. I mean, I don't remember me collecting that before break for sure, but maybe I did. I'll check.
Okay.
So we're just going to continue practicing just gross pay, net pay deductions.
Yeah. So you're going to subtract it, now that you've gotten this total, all these
So-
together, then you're going to subtract this.
You should all have this handout right here. Says net pay calculator handout on the very top. We're being asked to define some terms. 3 terms, and who can tell me what those 3 terms we're defining are? What are those 3 terms?
Gross pay, deductions, and net pay.
Very good, gross pay, deductions, and net pay. So let me go ahead and write that on the board. Okay, so we got gross pay, net pay,
I give you almost every single one.
and deductions. Well, let me create some more space.
Are you leaving them in the classes, or are you taking them home? What? Okay, can you bring some back tomorrow? Okay. Thank you for helping out there.
Okay. I know we're trying to, well, good. We should have some of our handouts still. Like we should have your take-home pay handout with us for notes. So using that, who can tell me what they remember about gross pay? What's one thing you remember about gross pay?
Just the amount of money you get?
The amount of money you get. Very good. It's just that simple as that. The amount of money you get. So you guys can maybe copy what I'm writing or write it in a way that you understand, but it's simply the amount of money that you earn. All right. Bless you. Does anybody work here? Wow, didn't you say that you had a job?
Huh?
Didn't you tell me one time that you had a job? That you work somewhere now?
Huh?
I thought you told me one time that you work. Okay. Mel, you?
I do air conditioning.
You said air conditioning?
Art commissions.
Air conditioning. Okay.
Art commissions.
Art commissions. Oh, gotcha. Art commission. Commission is a little different, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Commission is what's added to your paycheck? Like that's a bonus
You
using it?
tell me what you want, and I base the bill on what you guys want, how they want.
There you go. Yeah, so I guess with commissions, you basically set your own price, but at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you get a paycheck, right? And that amount you get originally is your gross pay. How about deductions? Who can tell me what deductions are?
Doesn't work?
Remember about deductions? That word deduct. What does that word deduct mean?
Take away.
Take away, very good. Very good. Deduct means to take away. So deductions are then what?
See, that's what she was.
I'm just gonna write things, okay, taken away from what you earn. Okay, what you earn. Okay, and I will just add some examples just to get a better understanding. Okay, an example. So you guys should even add this. Example is taxes. All right. Isn't taxes something that is taken away from what you earn, your paycheck?
Yep.
Yep. So taxes are a deduction. That's the main deduction that we all have to deal with. If you work illegally in this country. The only people who don't have to worry about paying taxes are people who work illegally.
Yeah, I need to get an motion already.
Hey, can you stop it at 30 minutes? No, at 30 minutes. Let's
I was
get
just
30
making
minutes.
sure it was running still.
Is it still running?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, at 30 minutes.
Sorry, Josh, what was that?
Yeah, I just need to put a motion on here because also over here.
All right, last one. How about net pay? What do we think? What does net pay come in here? How does net pay relate to? How does net pay relate? What's net pay?
Money you take home after.
Yep. Money you take home after your deductions, or simply you can just write gross pay. Okay. Gross pay minus deductions. Always remember that. Your net pay is gross pay minus deductions. When you guys start working, you're gonna get a paycheck. At the very top will be your gross pay, right? So you're gonna see a very nice number. Oh, cool, I made this much. And then at the bottom, you're gonna see a different number. It's gonna be smaller. And some of you guys might get upset and go, wait a minute, why is the top number bigger than the smaller number? You know, well, I'm confused, and you might think your boss is cheating you or something, but the boss is not cheating you. That smaller number is what is your net pay, and that's actually what you put in your pocket. Okay. Taxes were deducted from that top pay, the bigger number, and leaving you with what is left, which is net pay.
Go ahead, just do it real quick.
Why is it recording?
It's for his job, you don't have to worry about it. It's not for us, it's for him, okay?
Go ahead. All right, why don't we try the first question together? Can somebody read that question for me? A volunteer?
All right, manual.
Manuel, go ahead.
Okay, Colin, worked 26 hours and gets paid, $13 per hour. What is his gross pay? His,
Deductions.
deductions, including the following 2% stays at its 40, federal, tax at 1% of
Like that.
what is his total
Deduction.
what is his net pay?
All right, very good. So can I erase this?
Yeah.
We're gonna work on the first one as a class, and then the next ones, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. So, you know, pay close attention. Okay, so the first thing that we always do whenever we get a word problem is what? First important thing to do, word problems, yeah.
Is that what you know now?
List out what you know. So we do know that Harold works 26 hours, right? So You can just write 26 hours. You can do this on a separate sheet of paper. Maybe get a separate sheet of paper out. And we're gonna answer number 1. 26 hours equals work time, okay? And then the next thing, I'll give you guys a chance to copy that down. Alright. The next thing we see is what? What's the next thing we see?
$13 an hour.
Very good, 13 an hour, okay? That's your what? What does 13 an hour mean? Like, what do we call that? Typically, you just call it a pay rate.
If you want to sit closer, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can. Move it back so you got some leg room there.
And now we see a question, what is this gross pay? So we assume that we have enough information to figure out the gross pay, because the next thing they're asking about the gross pay. So how do we figure out gross pay? We have the total hours worked and we have the pay rates. How do we figure out gross pay? Yeah.
26 hours times 13.
Very good, we times these two, okay? 26 times 13, can somebody give me the answer, please?
You need a calculator? Well, and then we'll use the calculator.
What do we got? Yep.
338.
338, so that's the gross pay, was 338. Okay? And now we see deductions, don't we? We see deductions, right? So let's go ahead and copy that down. That's the gross pay. Let me just write here, gross pay.
Copy mine later.
All right, so we see deductions. We see 2% state tax, 4% federal tax, 1% FICA. Does anybody remember from yesterday how we figure out deductions? What do we have to do?
We want to do 338 times 2% would be 0.02.
Perfect.
Convert it into a decimal.
Exactly. So what Caitlin just said is we're gonna times 338 with each percentage. That will give us the deduction amount of each one. So let's do one at a time, okay? So we're gonna times 338 times 2%, right? So what's 2%? What's 2%? Which one is the 2%?
State tax.
Is it state tax? Yep, that's state tax. But now I have to do something to that 2%, right? I have to convert it to what? Huh? I convert the 2% to
Decimal.
a decimal. So it's gonna be actually what, Caitlin?
0.02.
0.02. So on your calculator, tell me what that answer is. We're figuring out the state tax deduction, by the way. 6.76. Very good. 6.76.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna circle that. You're gonna just put on the side. This is the state tax. Okay, so each time this person gets their check of 338, the state takes out 676 for taxes. You guys with me?
Yeah.
That's what's called a deduction. It's taken away from your paycheck. Now we're gonna figure out the next one. Okay, what's the next one? What percent is the next one?
4%.
And what's that one?
Federal tax.
Federal tax, like before, I have to convert the 4% to a decimal. So that's gonna actually be, and notice a pattern, what I'm doing really, when I convert to a decimal. I'm really just moving the, the decimal 2 places. 1, 2, 0, 0. So, for example, I don't know if you guys have learned this in Algebra Essentials. 4, the number 4. The number 4 is simply 4.0. That's actually the number 4. It's just 4.0. We ignore the 0 because 0 is, we can't see 0, right? That's why it looks like this. But it's actually 4.0. Now, to convert this to a decimal, you move it 2 places. So I move the decimal 1, 2, right here. And these two, like these 2 things here, become a 0, like that. So that actually makes it 0.04. But sometimes that might get a little confusing. So what you can do is just divide by 100. Just something to know. All right, can somebody tell me the answer?
13.52.
13.52. So every time this person gets their paycheck of $338, the federal government takes out $13.52 for taxes. Can somebody tell me what's the difference between the state and federal? Like, what does that mean? What does state and federal mean? What does state mean? Like state taxes, what were we talking about? States. Who's the state?
What's an example of a state?
California.
Right, but more specifically, is it just California? Like what California? Like taxes, when it comes to taxes, what about California? Gotta be a little bit more specific. Is it all California? The whole entire people who live in California are the ones who are taxing you? No. So, like, what specifically? California what? Who's taxing you?
The government?
The California government. Very good. Very good. So states means the state governments. People just say state for short. How about federal? What is that? Federal.
Federal is from the government.
Huh?
The government takes money for you.
But what government? You're on the right track.
Yes, the U.S. government.
Yes, the U.S. government or central government. Central government. Like Washington, D.C. Anytime you see federal, just think Washington, D.C. When you think states, just think about state government. Okay? Okay, the next one is 1%. So we're going to do 338. Okay, times 1%. We're going to convert it to a decimal. So it's going to be 338 times 0.01. And somebody can tell me that one? Okay, Janai?
338. 3.38, is that what it
Yeah.
says?
3.38, very good, yeah. Yup, 3.38. Does anybody know what the FICA is, by chance? Has anybody heard the word FICA before?
No.
That's like Social Security. It's supposed to be money for when you get old. I don't know if you guys believe this or not, but one day you guys are gonna be old. It's just a matter of fact.
Just like me.
Okay? And this is supposed to be like retirement for you guys. So when you start working, what's supposed to be happening is the government takes money out for you when you get old and you can no longer work. They'll put money away for you as retirement. But there is a big issue with this that's going on. It's not really working like it should be. But that's supposed to be. Yeah, that's meant for. Okay, so we're asking about, let's see, the total deductions. So how do I figure out the total deductions?
You add all three of the numbers.
Add all these three up. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's add all these three up to figure out the total deductions. Okay. Can somebody start me? Or can somebody give me their answer? Please?
23.66.
23.66 you said?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, so 23.66, that's the total deductions. Make sure you jot that down, that's very important, so you're gonna need that number. And then we have gross pay, we have total deductions. Let's see here. Wait till you guys all in line.
What do you mean 23? Oh yeah, 26, 66, yeah, 26. 23, 166, alright.
Carry on. Is this amount how much I'm taking home in my pocket, the gross pay? No, why not? You're right, no, but why no? What has to happen first? Who can help out, carry on?
Put the deduction.
You have to take away the deductions first. So I have to subtract this with what?
23.66.
With my deductions, total deductions. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's subtract, so what you're gonna take home is what's called a net pay. That's what you're gonna take home, not gross pay. And net pay is simply what? It's simply your gross pay, okay, minus what?
Deduction.
Deductions. That's what you're gonna take home and be allowed to spend. So, let's minus our gross pay from deductions to get our net pay, please.
314.34.
Net pay is 314.34, you said?
Wait, what did you say?
You said it was 314?
Yeah, it's 34 cents.
314.34 cents. Okay, that's our final answer. That's what we're gonna take home. Okay? So the next questions I'm gonna have you guys work on your own. But it's the same concept. I'll be coming around, so with Miss Tracy. Anyone who needs some help? And then we'll probably share out.
That's fine, that's fine, leave that there. So now, this information over here, so take your gross pay, write that number right here. Okay, and the take away, and then the number that, this deduction, put that there. Okay, and then you can either do it in your calculator or the answers are on forward. Right where you wrote the net pay. And then after that, write the words net pay, okay? So you know what that amount is, means, okay? Probably about 5 more minutes on your timer. Okay, Mr. Silva?
Okay, gotcha, thank you.
Do you have an extra copy of this?
Yes, I think, okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Try to figure it out before they do.